Hey everybody, it's Brian with Short Circuited Brewers, and we are just doing a little bit of equipment testing and checking out a few things. And I'm just going to sit here and test it out, see how it works out, and have a beer with you guys. So let's get the beer poured there, and you guys will have to let me know if the audio and video and everything is going okay, because I'm doing a little bit of a test on some equipment here. So yeah, thanks, Mark. I'm not going to let the door hit me. Cheers, everybody. So, goodbye 2017. I tell you what, it's been a pretty amazing year with what's going on as far as... I did a video back in 2016, the first video that I released for a long time with the Blickman Quick Carb. And ever since then, I kind of dedicated to putting out more videos, doing more stuff, and it's been really awesome. So I'm not sure if anybody can hear me or not. I gotta check and see. You okay? I don't know why it's okay. There, it's showing up now. All right, very good. All right, cool. Coming down. Just a quick cameo.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Happy New Year.
Happy Brew Year.
Oh, Happy Brew Year. Sorry about that.
Is everybody hearing everything okay? Is the sound okay? Video okay? What's that? Yeah, I know. I forgot to put makeup on myself, too. I don't know what the deal is. So.
Anyway.
All right. Oh, let me see if I can take a look here and see what's going on. Trying out some new equipment here. I got a new streaming stick, if you will, for so I can use my regular cameras that I use to film my videos with to do the live streams. So I'm thinking it actually looks really clear to me. I know you guys will have to let me know what you think, but I think it looks really, really good. So you guys let me know what you think, and cool, awesome. All right, good deal. Seemed like I forgot to adjust the latency settings, so I'm talking and you guys are, you know, quite a bit after me, so unfortunately. So
I'm just looking at your setup.
Oh, Kelly's just admiring my equipment.
As usual. Anyway.
Exactly.
And also, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm actually going to be, and I kind of got this whole setup for a reason. I wanted to improve my live stream quality of the video. Audio's been pretty good, but I wanted to improve the live stream video quality. And so I got, what I did was, Jared, I got a Elgato Cam Link, and it's a USB 3, almost like it's an encoding stick, if you will. It's a little small device that plugs into the USB port. And then you can actually run the HDMI output off of like a DSLR or a camcorder into that. And then it actually provides DSLR quality to the live stream. So I'm watching on the watch page, and I think it looks really good. The other thing it does, it kind of gives me a little bit of depth of field, so the background's a little bit blurred. I don't know. I'm just, I like brewing, and I geek out on the equipment too. So I don't know, this is one of those things that's kind of fun for me. I get to do both hobbies at the same time. So I want to bring a lot more stuff in 2018, and the reason why I haven't put out anything in the last couple of days is because I had, before the last live stream, I had my computer just went dead. So I turned it off because I was having trouble getting the second camera that I usually use to move around and show everything, and couldn't get it to work. And so I thought, well, I'll just restart the computer. And sure enough, went to restart the computer. It never started up again. Fortunately, I was able to pull the hard drives and everything out, and all that stuff was good. So, you know, that's one of those things that turned out pretty good. Yeah, yeah, Jared, it actually is pretty nice. And it's not too expensive too. I mean, and so that kind of brings me to one of the other things too. Elgato makes a bunch of stuff, like a lot of gamers and everything use them. And that's kind of where I found it at, because I searched out some things about how people were using some of the products that they do for their live streams. And so I wanted to, in 2018, I wanted to get a laptop to be able to be mobile with my video, you know, both in making the videos and then also editing the videos on the fly so I could upload wherever I'm at. Because I do have some pretty exciting stuff coming up in 2018. So I'm not going to say everything, but it's going to be pretty cool. So it's all still in the works, but I just know this. I wanted to be mobile so I could be in different places doing different content. So, and then still be able to upload and edit my videos and all that stuff. So that was one of the reasons why I haven't put anything out recently, is because I got a laptop, and you know, learning that, editing on one small screen as opposed to two screens. But I want to start doing it now so that I'll be ready for whenever these other events come up that I'm going to be doing. And it won't be a huge learning curve that'll frustrate me whenever I'm, you know, out remote somewhere. So that's the reason. I didn't really want to get the laptop yet, but I thought, you know what, since I'm doing it, I'll go ahead and get the laptop. It was something I planned on doing. So so that brings me to why I got the Cam Link, is because it's just a portable USB plug-in thing. They make a bunch of stuff that goes in a computer, but I won't bore you guys to death with all that stuff. But that was the reason why I got that. So having a little bit of Anti-Hero IPA tonight. Really good brewery. I like Revolution a lot. Great beer. So anyways, so that is one of the things that's going to be coming up, some remote content, if you will. Be on location at some places and do some content that way. Also coming up very quickly, I'm going to be meeting with Tony Yates tomorrow in the morning, and we're going to kind of solidify our details for the water live session, if you will. I'm kind of debating on what I want to do. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me if you're interested in seeing it or not, but we were thinking about doing like a live water testing, but I'm thinking I might save that for just like doing a video just on that itself, because I don't want to take up a bunch of time. I'd rather spend some more time answering questions with you and kind of picking Tony's brain about, you know, water and you know, differences with your city water versus RO water versus distilled water, you know, diluting your regular water testing. There's just so many different things. Beer is mostly water, and I think it's one of those things that more and more people are becoming aware of it, and so I wanted to try to demystify that a little bit. I know every time I mention it, a lot of people are like, oh man, I want to learn, but it's just so crazy, and it's really not too bad. Once you get used to it, it's not horrible, but you know, it takes a little bit of getting used to it. I've been doing some water adjustments for a while, but I'd like to dive into it a little deeper. I'd like to actually do some testing of my water on a regular basis, you know, like maybe at least 4 seasons, something like that. And try to figure out, because, you know, in the Midwest, I'm in Ohio, we have snow, which creates runoff, and there was spring rains, and then also they use brine and salt on the road, so, you know, that increases the sodium content. I'm almost sure it does. And I know there's a range that the processing plants try to shoot for, but you never know for sure. You know, you can get a report for them, but a lot of times it's like you don't know for sure whether it's accurate or not. So yeah, absolutely. Death's tar, yeah, absolutely. I saw that the other day. I haven't seen any here, but I saw it on Instagram. Somebody had some the other day, so that was really awesome. So that's one of the things that's coming in real soon in 2018. Wanting to do some more equipment reviews, and actually have some equipment already that I need to review. I just haven't had a chance to get to it. So there's some other stuff. I've got some bottle fillers that I want to do some reviews on and kind of compare them. Got a couple different ones. Also have a company reached out to me, and they want me to test one of their Brew in a Bag control panels, do a review on it, and what that's going to kind of do. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I'm going to upgrade my brew kettle. I want to do a couple things to it. Number one, I want to put a triclover fitting on the kettle itself so that I can remove the element. Nothing wrong with the design that's, you know, tried and true, tested, that Cal came up with, but I'd like to be able to remove that long cord from the yeah. Hey Joe, Happy New Year, wealth and happiness. I'd like to be able to remove the element so that I can take the kettle off of there and clean it or whatever. I also going to replace the sight glass on it. I had some issues with that sight glass, and it actually does leak every once in a while. I had a situation at one point where the element was pretty dirty, and so I left some PBW in there overnight. And as some of you may or may not know, and unbeknownst to me, PBW and polycarbonate don't go together very well. So I know for sure that it's probably fractured a little bit down inside of the elbow. I haven't messed with it too much because I don't want it to break and then have to do something with it. But I already have the sight glass that I was going to use for that. But when I did the RoboBrew modification where I did the sight glass on it, I actually used the tubing from that kit to modify the RoboBrew. So, you know, it's one of those things where that kit gave me the idea to do the modification to the RoboBrew, and then I was kind of off to the races from there. So I got to get some more tubing from Brew Hardware. Hey, Trent, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Henry, happy New Year. Tom, Happy New Year. Jennifer, Happy New Year. Jared. Pizza and beer, baby. TC Element, yeah. Yeah, so the triclover element has the twist lock plug built onto it. And the only thing I thought about that I kind of don't like is there's a gap in there where water could maybe splash down in and kill the system if you're brewing. So I'm thinking I might try to come up with some kind of a shield that just goes over like maybe the top third of it so that there's a little less chance of water getting in there or beer or whatever. So those are a couple of the things that I want to do. And that brings me to reviewing the brew in a bag panel, is that I don't really have a dedicated brew in a bag system. There's a RoboBrew, but that is, you know, its own system control and all that stuff. So I'm going to do a brew in a bag build from scratch with the kettle, all that stuff. I've been kind of debating on whether I want to go weldless with the triclover clamps or if I want to do a solder on version. I know how to solder and all that stuff, so I think I might do a little bit more of an advanced build on that and do a solder on triclover fitting on that so that I can show how that's done and kind of discuss that. I think it's a little bit cleaner than the triclover. I mean, than the weldless fitting. So, you know, that's one of the things that I don't think is so critical. I talked to Mark actually the other day about that. The triclover clamp, the you know, sanitary welding in a brew kettle. You know, some people are probably going to disagree with me on this, and I'll probably, you know, have some hate comments down below. But I don't think they're absolutely necessary in a boil kettle because you are boiling the wort all the time. So, yeah. So yeah, you know, and I do like that one, Jared. And that was one of the I'm gonna definitely get everything for Brew Hardware for that. But I'm just kind of trying to decide what I want to do. I might weld one or you solder one on one of the kettles and then do the weldless on the other, just to kind of show both and do a comparison of the two. But I don't know that it's really necessary to have a, you know, sanitary weld on a kettle because of the fact that, you know, you're not fermenting in it. I totally get it for fermenters and stuff like that. You need to have a sanitary weld where there's no pits, where stuff can hide in there. But, you know, if you're boiling your wort, then I don't see a reason to have, you know, a sanitary weld on a kettle. They look nice and they're great, and I don't knock them. But, you know, for me, I was looking at it and I priced it out. I can probably build a 10-gallon brew in a bag kettle based off of the Bayou Classic. I think it's the 1144 that has the basket in it for right around $300, which is not too bad with the element and all that stuff. And then I want to review their control panel, and then I'll be able to also, with the triclover, I'll just swap the element between the two kettles. So I'll, you know, have a beastly 5,500 watt brew in a bag element kettle for doing 5-gallon batches, which will probably, you know, it'll come to a boil pretty quick. So that's kind of so I got some plans for that on the horizon. And then I want to try to get some more guests, people on the show, kind of like I'm doing with Tony, and, you know, do some live sessions. There's a lot of different people that are doing, you know, interviews of people and all that kind of stuff, but there's not I haven't seen a lot of stuff with people doing live questions, and I really enjoy that, the interaction with all of you, and you know, I really enjoy the times when we, you know, have the live sessions, either brewing or just, you know, these talks like this, and it's just so much fun to chat with you guys. Hey, Junior, Papa Top. Cheers. So I really enjoy that stuff. I enjoy learning from you guys. I mean, I learn something almost every time, you know. Hook up your hose before you turn on the spigot to the kettle, you know, watch your kettle for boil over. You know, I've learned a lot of stuff doing live video with you guys. So. But, so yeah, I want to do some more of that stuff. And then, you know, some more builds. I do want to get to the touchscreen control panel build this year. Just a lot of stuff has got in the way of doing that. I've been kind of pursuing other things. One of the other things that I want to do as well with either the RoboBrew or the brew in a bag system is I want to kind of go backwards a little bit, kind of get back to some basic stuff. And I'd like to, because I've had some people ask me about doing some, basic videos showing how to brew, do brew in a bag and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to maybe kind of slow it down a little bit, go back to some of that basic stuff for some of those people that are new to the channel, new to brewing, and kind of go through everything step by step and walk through, maybe even up into more advanced stuff. I mean, I don't do it a lot. Yeah, I agree with you, Henry. I don't do a lot with starters and all that kind of stuff and oxygenation, but I have all the equipment to do that. And quite honestly, I mean, I'm gonna, be honest with you guys. I've just been lazy. I just hadn't wanted to do it because it's a lot of work. And I read Marshall stuff over Brewlosophy all the time, and a lot of the times none of that stuff matters. I mean, there's sometimes it does matter, like on big beers, like a barley wine or a double IPA or something like that. So I quite honestly have not noticed a lot of difference with not doing a starter on some of the lower gravity beers that I've done. And so it's like, why go to the hassle and the expense and the time and all that stuff if the beer's going to come out 99% the same. I like to just keep it simple and do it that way. So it's one of those things where, but for the people that are coming up into brewing and see these things or hear these things a lot of times, I'd like to share some of that information with them on how to do a starter and how to oxygenate, or what you need to oxygenate. I mean, I've got all the equipment for the oxygen bottles and all that stuff. So like to do a little bit of tutorial stuff for that because some people have asked for it. So, and then kind of from there it's kind of going to be up in the air, and we'll see where everything takes us. But it's been really fun. I was really super ecstatic about the giveaway. Some of you, if you follow me on other media platforms, Facebook and whatnot, you would know that the giveaway actually went to a fireman out in California, which was really awesome. I mean, that was really cool to have it just so happen to go to a fireman that they put their life on the line for us every day. So to have that go back to one of those people was just absolutely awesome. Happy New Year, Toonses. I think I'm saying it right. So it was awesome to have that go back to them, back to him, and give back to somebody that is serves the community every day. So that was awesome. Do you have another giveaway coming up here shortly? Still working on exactly how to do that, and it's something pretty cool, pretty special. One of our viewers got involved with it, so I haven't got all the details yet, and I want to discuss it with the person that gave it to us and make sure that they're okay with everything. I'm not going to say a name at this point because I don't know for sure whether or not they're okay with it, but I do want to do something with that's pretty cool. And I'm kind of looking at maybe like a pay it forward kind of deal, almost like with the brew kit that we did. Cheers. Where I do a giveaway, but the giveaway is that you have to nominate someone else to get it, and do it that way where you're kind of paying it forward. And even if it's your buddy where you kind of benefit from it or whatever, that'd be cool too. But kind of one of those things where if you know somebody that's maybe just started brewing and they'd like a little piece of equipment or something like that, and we can help them, that would be awesome to do that. So that's something we're looking at. And then also, I don't know how they're going to turn out. I'm in the process of getting them right now, but I've got some embroidered products that I'm working on, apparel wise, and so I'm got some hats that should be coming in pretty soon, and I'll be excited to see what those look like. I got the proof today, and I realized after I approved it, and then I realized after I approved it that they missed getting the black around the outside of the logo. So I shot them an email today, or actually chatted with them on their live support line, and they're going to fix that. So hopefully we'll get that stuff mid-January or something like that, and we'll be able to share that. There's been a few people on here that have asked, what do you guys always wear t-shirts? I mean, what about polos? I know it's one person, but it would be kind of funny to go, okay, we have polos now, it's time for you to get one. So I don't know, are you guys interested in all with like hats or beanies or anything like that? I know a lot of you have bought shirts, and I really appreciate that. I mean, it helps me do a lot of the stuff that I do. It helps me do giveaway stuff. It helps me do all that. I mean, everything all the support that you guys give goes right back into the channel, probably 110%. Every time I spend any money that I make from anything that you guys buy or whatever, I always wind up putting more money with it. So, and it's all in an effort to try to bring information to you guys and make the content better. So I sincerely appreciate all the support from everyone, and you know, can't say thank you enough with that. And that's kind of, you know, this year has been almost a whirlwind with the amount of subscribers and the comments and just everything that's going on. It's been amazing, the growth and the feedback that I've gotten. You know, I get emails from people all the time, and so I can't say enough thank you. So thank you and cheers. Happy New Year, Junior. Yes, enjoy responsibly. So what's everybody doing for New Year's? Is there are you having any kind of going any place beer related, or doing any kind of get together at the house or anything like that? What's going on out there in your world? Enough rambling from me. How is from my end, the quality looks pretty good. Do you think the quality of the hey Tet Man, do you think the quality of the video is a little bit better than what it was before? I'm just curious what you guys think. It looks to me like it is. I don't know for sure. SCB's beautiful. Oh, you made me choke there, Mark. I don't know. You want that embroidered or printed? Because I think the embroidery might be a little scratchy. We'll see if we can put a logo right on the back there. Oh, looks like it froze here. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Something happened. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not. Yeah, right as I said something about... let's see here, what happened? Yeah, the video froze for some reason, so I don't know what happened with that. Let me see what I can figure out here. Hang on a second. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah, I figured that. Let's see here. Hopefully it's going to start streaming again here. There we go. Looks like it's back on now. I have no idea what happened. Hang on just a second. There we go. Is the sound back and everything? Right about the time I asked and said, "Hey, is the video better?" It went, "Nope, it's not any better at all." Oh well, I think we got it back, so that's good, at least. Oh, that was funny. All right, back to where we were now. I don't know what the deal was with that. All right, so plans for New Year's, since we were working on that. Yeah, no kidding. It's like I think it's 12 degrees. It was like the high was 12 degrees today. So it's really nice to have a electric brewery in the basement at this point. So cheers. Oh man. So what is everybody? Is it anybody brewing over the long weekend, or what's going on out there? Got a cat that's pestering me to death down here. Her dad's supposed to play with her when he comes home. New Year's plan, finding time to... Yeah, okay, I got you. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I don't... Somebody asked me today if I was brewing. I didn't have a plan to do that. Actually, I've got a plan to shoot some videos and stuff like that. I've got some stuff that I need to finish up. I've got some video that I had started on, and then I need to finish it. So I'm going to try to be working on that. But let's see, what did Paul say? I must have missed something there. Oh, I just started all grain would use. Should have used dry yeast or liquid yeast. Yeah, Paul. I don't disagree with you as far as or to answer your question. You can use both dry yeast or liquid yeast. I do find like there's some strains that are like USO5 and 001 from White Labs are supposed to be kind of the same. The just a neutral yeast. I do find that like for IPAs and pale ales and stuff that the 01 does provide a little bit better like cleanness or a little bit more hop accentuation to it. Lets them shine through a little bit more. USO5 is by no means a bad yeast at all. But sometimes it comes down to price as far as that goes. If you have the ability to be able to reuse or harvest yeast or whatever, and you want to buy some more expensive liquid stuff, then I think that's not a bad option for you. I don't use yeast. I don't wash yeast a lot, but I mean I've done it before, but I don't do it a lot. And I know for me where I'm at, a lot of times White Labs packets are $7-8 a piece, and the 05 is like $3 or $4 a piece. So it comes down to if I'm doing a 10-gallon batch, am I going to spend $14 or $8? So that's one of those things. It's just kind of it comes down to what do you want to do, and what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to come out with a really super clean beer, or I would maybe split up, do a batch with one and do a batch with the other and see which one you like. But I don't think you can go wrong with it. The dry yeast has come a long way from where it was back in the day. I mean, there used to be the stuff you got with kits, and I can't remember what's the brand of that, guys. I can't remember what it was. Trying to think of what it was. It was gosh, I can't remember. I think it would start with an M or something like that. What do I recommend for an all-in-one starter kit? Now, are you talking about like a brewing kit, or are you talking about like yes, okay, so the Northern Brewer. I personally, and this this might be kind of crazy, but I personally can't recommend the Northern Brewer kit just because InBev owns them. I don't have anything against them in particular, but it's one of those things I don't want to support. I don't want to support them at all. So them or Midwest Supplies. I will tell you, I'll be honest with you, I got a lot of my stuff from Midwest Supplies from in the beginning, but I have, since they were bought out by InBev, I haven't bought anything from either one of them. So, and I know a lot of people feel that way. So it's one of those things where it's almost like a principle thing. Not that they have bad products or bad service or anything like that. It's just one of those things where it's kind of a principle deal. No, it wasn't Mangrove Jack. It's what? Oh man, I'm trying to think of what the name of that was. It's like just the basic yeast. It comes like in a yellow package, and you got it with. It was like the basic yeast in the Brewer's Best kits. What was I can't even remember. I think it was like Mueller or I don't know. It was something like that. But hey, Zoran, Happy New Year from Serbia. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Gosh darn it. Somebody will remember. I can't remember what it was. It was like the basic yeast, and I think it was like $1 or $2 a pack, something like that, if you bought it at the homebrew store. Yeah, so Ted, man, I mean, I agree. The Morebeer is a great company. I've had, they treat me really well by sending me stuff that I'm biased. I'll tell you I'm biased because they send me stuff to review and everything. So I mean, I'm honestly biased, but I have not had any time where I've ordered something from them that it didn't arrive on time, or if there was a problem with it, they didn't make it right immediately. So even though I have that bias towards them, I can say truthfully that they are great and their customer service is top notch. So yes, Munston yeast. That was it. Yep, absolutely, Rob. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. Because it's like in a little yellow pack, something like that. Hey, K-Berry, $12.49. Sal. Cheers. So, yeah, it's... I forgot what I was talking about now. I don't know. Oh, yeah, one of the other things, too, that some people have asked me about doing is some kegging videos, like just kind of going through kegging all together. There's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of frustration with kegging sometimes, and Mark can probably tell you. Hey, from Tucson. There's a lot of frustrations with kegging sometimes. The biggest thing that I see that frustrates people the most, and even frustrates me, is having leaking system somewhere, like the gas leaking out or whatever. Nothing more devastating than like force carbonating a beer, and then you set it up and then go back in the morning and your gauge is on 0. That is so frustrating. So if I do that, there'll probably be a real high emphasis on leak checking and how to do that. I mean, I do a lot of stuff where I'll submerge all my connections in water and make sure there's no bubbles leaking out or anything like that. I'll turn it on, let the system pressurize without being hooked up to a keg for, overnight. See where the gauge is at. Make sure there's no leakage there. Hey, Brian. Cheers and cheers to Colorado from Ohio. So yeah, that there's some things that I would like to touch on with that, and just tell people that you really gotta, before you just jump right into kegging and you throw everything in a keg and you start hooking everything up, you gotta check everything, leak check all of it. So that's one of the biggest frustrations that I've had personally myself is the leaks. So, but other than that, I can't, and I'm still waiting on Ryan from Electric Brewing Supply to let me know. I know there's still going to be something with the control panel that I built, and I haven't heard anything from him. I know that they're going through a big expansion right now. They're building a new warehouse and all that stuff, so I have not even communicated with him, but I do still have it, and there's still some plans to do something like that. So I don't know of any beers that ask for 2 types of yeast. Well, I take that back. Some of your, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but some of your Belgian ales and some of the other like Belgian beers that are bottle conditioned, a lot of times they'll ferment with 1 yeast and then they'll actually put some more yeast in when they go to bottle condition it. And I'm not 100% sure if they use different yeast or the same yeast, but I know that they do. They'll ferment with 1 and then they'll usually add some more, maybe like a champagne yeast or something like that to get a completely ferment out and bottle condition. I'm not 100% sure what types of yeast they use, but then you guys on here correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the only one that I know of where you might use 2 different yeast. I've done a few where I pitched 2 different kinds of yeast. I don't know if I was doing it for any particular effect. I suppose with the onset of the hazy IPAs, you might pitch a wheat beer yeast with a neutral strain of yeast or something like that. One that comes to mind is like WBO6, and it's a pretty neutral yeast. So that stuff doesn't flocculate hardly at all. So that would be maybe a good one to pitch with like a US05 or 001 or something like that, and give you a lot of haze. But I know most of the haze from that stuff comes from oats and flake barley and hops during fermentation and all that stuff. But I don't know. Has anybody ever used 2 strains of yeast on here to kind of answer Tetman's question there? Oh, and then I wanted to let you guys know one other thing too. Let me see if I can actually, I don't know if I can actually pull it up on here or not. Let me see if I can do it. I might not be able to. I've been compiling a bunch of stuff on Amazon in the store. Hang on, let's see here. Because I'm always looking on Amazon for stuff that is not necessarily brew related or whatever, but there's some uses for it, like different adjuncts, or not adjuncts, but like lemon peel, orange peel, all that kind of stuff, plus a lot of the different stuff that I use. And I've compiled everything into a store where if you want to do something like that, you can run out there and take a look at it. And I try to put a bunch of stuff in like a one-stop shop area here. Let me see if I can pull that up. What is your problem? What is the matter? You're killing me, cat. Give me just a second here. See if I can figure this out. Didn't plan on this, so let me see here. This is probably going to get really funky for a second here. Okay, let's see if that works with the screen over here. No, that's not what I want to do. So yeah, I put a bunch of stuff on here just different things that I've used before, stuff that people ask me questions about, you know, finding something. And I just try to put a bunch of stuff on here that I've used or have ordered in the past, just to kind of put it all in one place where I can send somebody over there. A big one's been the carbonation cap that I use. Let's see here. I don't know if any of that's even coming through. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think it is coming through. Hang on here. Let me see what I can figure out. See if I can transition over into it here. I don't know if that's coming through. Let's see if it comes through or not. That looks too weird. I think I'm going to shut that off. All right, well, enough of the psychedelicness there. All right. Yeah, you're probably right. He probably has used a couple yeast. So, am I frozen again? No, I'm not frozen again. Okay, all right. Well, that didn't work like it. Anyways, I'll share that some other time. Looks like it's frozen again. I don't know why. When I go full screen, for some reason, it's frozen. Okay, I got you. So yeah, so I kind of talked about it earlier. Tetman was one of the things that I hope to upgrade this year. Is I'm gonna actually I don't hope to. I'm going to upgrade my kettle to a triclover fitting, so that I can not only remove my kettle from the brew stand and clean it and all that kind of stuff, but also swap the element from my Herm system with the 20-gallon kettle over to a 10-gallon brew in a bag system with the same element, and just swap the two back and forth. So that's one of the things that I am going to be doing. I'm planning on doing that, and that'll be sometime in the near future here. So it's one of those things that's gonna be one of those things that I will do for sure. So. All right, bought a carb cap. Yeah. I mean, I really like my carb cap, but there's a lot of things I do with it. You know, transfer. You know, beer around without any oxygen uptake, a bunch of stuff like that. So you know, it seems to work well for that. Boy, for some reason my screen keeps freezing here, and I don't know if it's happening to you guys or not, but it sure looks like mine is. So I don't know what's going on here. All right, there it goes. Now it's working. All right. Anyways. Well, you know, this I think was a yeah. You know, I wouldn't mind doing a fermentation fridge. I have a really small fridge that I can do. I've got some 2.5-gallon fermenters that I can do, and that's the other thing I want to do is I still have I've been so busy. I still have 4 gallons of apple juice from a local apple orchard, and I'm going to do a regular cider and a peach cider. I've never done a cider before with juice like that. I've done a couple kits, but I've never done any with juice from an orchard. So I'm going to I'll jack up the gravity a little bit with probably some brown sugar in the regular one, or maybe some corn sugar in the other one, because I'm going to put peaches in it. So I'd like it to be a little neutral. But so I'm going to do that, and then I want to make a video on that. I've got all the chemicals and stuff to do that. You know, yeast nutrients and the stuff to kill the natural yeast and all that stuff. So I do have to do that. I've got that stuff sitting in the fridge, so I've got to do some more of that stuff. But yeah, I think the stream looks pretty good, Brian. Yeah, I'm using a different device than what I normally do. It's not a webcam. It's actually one of my big cameras that I use for my videos, and so it's like a DSLR. So it has a little bit better image quality to it than a $59 webcam. So, but one of those things, just always trying to step up the game. So it should be interesting to try to use that on a brew day. I don't know how that'll work out, but we'll see how it works out. So, well, I am going to be watching a football game here soon, so I probably need to sign off, but wanted to test the equipment, kind of give you guys a quick shout out about, you know, what's going on, where we've been, why we haven't released any videos, and then also kind of some stuff coming in the future. So thanks for hanging out with me on a goodbye 2017, maybe call it a F It Friday video. So want to say I appreciate everybody's support throughout this entire year. It's been an amazing year. Just the feedback, the support, everything that you guys have given back to me, you know, I can't say thank you enough. And I hope everybody has a really, really safe and great new year. Nobody gets hurt or anything like that. And you know, that's the last thing that I want everybody to enjoy responsibly. And if you enjoy some homebrew or some craft beer, and should be an interesting year next year. I'm really really interested to see how the year goes and everything that happens. But yeah, it's frozen again, so I don't know. Anyway, so you guys can probably hear me but not see me, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm not sure what's causing these issues, but you know, everybody enjoy the weekend responsibly. Have a great time, and we will see you next year. So that is going to be it for me, and I am signing off now, and thank you so much, everybody.